whenever they're going to be opened, are going to reveal extraordinary levels of details.
For centuries, the Vatican has kept some of the world's biggest secrets.
There are secrets buried beneath the sands of Egypt that not even time has been able to erase. Hidden knowledge, forbidden teachings, and spiritual sciences so advanced that even modern minds struggle to comprehend them. These secrets belong to the mystery schools of Egypt, institutions that trained pharaohs, priests, and chosen initiates
put their pyramids haphazardly and then built the Sphinx
in the sacred arts of transformation, enlightenment, and power. And what these pharaohs learned behind the sealed temple doors might change everything we thought we knew about human potential, the soul, and the true purpose of life itself. But the deeper we look, the stranger it becomes. Because the mystery schools didn't just teach religion, they taught the technology of the spirit.
They look perfect, just like those in Egypt.
Before we begin, remember, Egypt wasn't just a civilization. It was a consciousness experiment, and the pharaohs were the ultimate students, the hidden path to godhood. To understand the mystery schools, we must forget everything we think we know about ancient Egypt. This was not a culture obsessed with death. It was a civilization obsessed with immortality. The so-called Book of the Dead was never truly about dying. It was a manual for awakening. The pharaohs believed that life and death were part of one continuous journey, and through special initiations, one could cross between worlds alive. The initiates of the mystery schools were called Sons of Light. They believed that the human being was not a body with a soul, but a soul wearing a body temporarily. The body was the classroom. The soul was the student. Their goal, to transform the human into something divine. Inside the temples, the teachings were not given to everyone. Only those who had proven their discipline, purity, and courage were allowed to step inside the great temples, such as those at Karnak, Dendera, and Luxor. Imagine walking through massive stone halls lined with hieroglyphs that only the initiated could read, each symbol hiding layers of spiritual instruction. The lessons were whispered in echoing chambers, under torchlight, guarded by priests who had devoted their entire lives to mastering them. In these temples, students learned the laws of creation, the secrets of vibration, and the mechanics of consciousness. They were taught how sound could shape reality, how thought could alter matter, and how emotion could direct energy. And then came the initiations, tests so intense that many never returned from them the same, the ritual of death and rebirth. One of the most mysterious rites was the ritual of the sarcophagus. The initiate would be placed inside a sealed stone coffin within the dark chambers of the Great Pyramid. For 3 days they would be left in total darkness, without food, water, or sound. The body would fall silent, the mind would break, and the soul would begin to awaken. What happened next was said to be beyond description. Some initiates claimed to have traveled through the stars, met divine beings, or relived past lives. Others said they heard the voice of the gods themselves, revealing truths about the universe and their own soul's journey through eternity. When they emerged, they were no longer human in the ordinary sense. They had seen the afterlife while still alive. They had become twice born. This process wasn't symbolic. It was a literal transformation of consciousness, the lost science of the Ka and the Ba. The Egyptians believed every human had multiple bodies. The Ka was the life force energy, and the Ba was the personality or essence. But the highest form of existence was the Ak, the radiant, enlightened self. Through the mystery teachings, initiates learned how to unite these bodies into one, a process that allowed them to ascend consciously at death instead of fading away. This was not faith, it was a technology of the soul. Hieroglyphic records show intricate diagrams of energy centers, what we now call chakras. These were not mere spiritual metaphors, but detailed maps of the energetic anatomy. The priests and pharaohs learned to activate these centers through sound frequencies, breath control, and meditation, long before such concepts appeared anywhere else in history. The purpose was simple but profound: to turn the human body into a living temple of divine energy, the power of words and sound. The initiates were taught that sound was the first act of creation, that the universe began with vibration. To speak was to create. To chant was to shape reality. This is why hieroglyphs were not just written symbols. They were vibrational keys. Each image, when pronounced correctly, generated a specific energetic effect. The ancient Egyptian language wasn't just communication, it was a spell. Priests could use chants to alter weather, heal the sick, or induce trances deep enough to cross into other dimensions. And this is also why the true pronunciations of the gods' names were kept secret, because to speak the name of a god in the correct vibration was to call that power into existence. The teachings of light and shadow. The mystery schools also taught that enlightenment was not about escaping darkness, it was about mastering it. Students were trained to face their own inner chaos, their fears, and their desires. Only by descending into the depths of one's own soul could true balance be achieved. This was represented in the myth of Osiris, the god who was dismembered, descended into the underworld, and was resurrected by Isis. To the uninitiated, it was a story. To the students of the mystery schools, it was the blueprint for spiritual rebirth. Each pharaoh underwent a symbolic version of this process. They became Osiris, dying to their old self and being reborn as the living God on earth. This was not ego, it was realization, the awakening that all humans are fragments of the divine source, mathematics of the soul. The Egyptians' obsession with geometry wasn't just about architecture, it was sacred geometry, a mathematical language that encoded spiritual truths. The Great Pyramid itself was not simply a tomb, it was a living instrument, designed to amplify consciousness. Its proportions mirrored the mathematics of creation. The same ratios found in the human body, the orbits of planets, and even DNA. Initiates studied these patterns to understand the harmony between heaven and earth. They learned that to live in balance with cosmic law was to achieve Ma'at, divine order. When the body, mind, and spirit resonated in this harmony, the initiate could unlock extraordinary abilities, telepathy, heightened intuition, and even glimpses beyond time. Guardians of the hidden wisdom. The mystery schools did not vanish with Egypt's decline. Their teachings were passed down secretly through Greece, then Rome, and into secret societies of later centuries. Plato, Pythagoras, and many of the great thinkers of antiquity were said to have been initiated into Egyptian wisdom. The symbols of the Eye of Horus, the pyramid, and the Ankh became echoes of this lost knowledge, reminders of humanity's forgotten potential. But what frightened later empires was the same thing that made Egypt great, the idea that divine power could be earned, not inherited. To know oneself was to know the gods. To master the inner world was to rule the outer. The modern awakening today, fragments of these teachings are reappearing in quantum physics, meditation, and energy healing. Scientists are beginning to admit what the Egyptians already knew. Consciousness shapes reality. Perhaps the pyramids were not just tombs, but initiation devices designed to focus human energy into alignment with the cosmos. Perhaps the pharaohs were not just kings, they were students of a cosmic university that once flourished under the desert sun. And perhaps the mystery schools never truly disappeared. The secret of the hidden chamber. There are whispers among Egyptologists and mystics alike that beneath the sands near Giza lies an undiscovered chamber, known in ancient texts as the Hall of Records. According to legend, this hidden vault contains scrolls, tablets, and crystalline devices left behind by the earliest initiates of the mystery schools, being said to have come from the stars. Some ancient accounts claim it holds the true history of humanity, knowledge of where we came from and where we are destined to go. The priests of old guarded this place fiercely, believing the world was not ready for what it contained. The mystery schools taught that when humankind reached a certain level of consciousness again, the chamber would open, not through force, but through resonance. Only those who had purified their spirit could enter without being destroyed by its power. Could this be why the great Sphinx still gazes silently toward the horizon, as if watching for that destined moment when the seekers of light would return? Maybe the ultimate initiation is not buried in stone, but waiting for the right soul to remember who they truly are. The final lesson. What the pharaohs learned in secret was not how to control others, but how to control themselves. They discovered that enlightenment was not a gift from the gods, but a birthright waiting to be reclaimed, that heaven and hell were not places, but states of mind, that the body was not a prison, but a vessel through which the divine could awaken. The mystery schools taught that every human soul is on the same journey, from ignorance to awareness, from shadow to light, and those who complete the journey, those who awaken within the dream of life itself, become what the Egyptians called the Shining Ones. Maybe the true mystery of Egypt was never about how they built the pyramids, but why. Maybe those massive stone monuments weren't meant to reach the heavens, but to remind us that heaven has always been within. And if the ancient initiates could transform themselves into living gods, then maybe, just maybe, we still can too. Because the greatest mystery school isn't hidden in the desert, it's hidden inside you.